Reina de BRUIJN-WEZEMAN, you are the rapporteur on this report about the trafficking in tissues and human organs and so on. How big is the problem and what needs to be done to address it?
My report is about combating trafficking in human tissues and cells, and the difference with the organ transplant is that there is a lack of regulation about that, and there is also going on a lot of illicit activities that has to be regulated, and that's what my report is about.
And what sort of thing is happening then with the tissues and cells that you mentioned? It's obviously being controlled by, presumably, criminal gangs.
Yeah. Yes. Let me explain. It's about tissues and cells. That where are we talking about? It's about skin. It's about oocytes. It's about sperm, but also heart valves and cornea. So this is all those tissues are very important in medical technology, and it helps to save a lot of lives, or improves quality of lives of many people. But we have to protect those people that the tissues and cells they are receiving are safe. So we have to control the whole chain from the donor to the recipients, and the donors can be living persons or deceased persons. So there are two different tracks, and what we see by deceased persons there is often a lack of consent. So and then it's not then it's not there's not enough transparency if the materials are safe for in the whole chain to the recipient. But there is also a possibility of living donors, and for instance, oocytes. And what we see is that harvesting oocytes is in some situation done to living donors who are a victim of human trafficking.
Now, I know that a lot of doctors and surgeons that I've spoken to are so desperate to get their hands on tissues and cells and things like this, which they need. And they can sometimes turn a blind eye to fairly dubious provenance.
Yes.
Is that a worry? I mean, how do you address that?
No, I've seen. I did not do that myself. Mr. Kirol from the Ukraine started this report, and he went to a fact-finding mission in France, and he noticed there that France is quite self-supporting about human cells and tissues by strict regulation, regulating the system, and so there is a good practice that shows that when you are in strict regulations, people are they want to donate tissues and cells when possible. But when you make your life testimony, you say because when I'm dead, you may have my veins or my corneas or my skin, because I'm donating that to people to save lives from others. When you regulate it in a good way, you know where the material comes from, and there will be enough material, I suppose. But we have to pay attention on it, and we have to make it safe for the donors and for the recipients. And we have to see, we watch carefully about where the materials come from and where they go to. And I think when you make a good regulated, strict regulated chain, it will be possible to have enough material, what we need to in the healthcare situation.
Reina de BRUIJN-WEZEMAN, thank you very much indeed.
Okay, you're welcome.